Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 398 of Prog Review. Today I'm talking about Lateralus by Tool. It's the third full-length album, studio album by the American rock band Tool. I actually bought this one on the day of its release. I remember back in the day, I was still in gainful employment, and I remember rushing out to HMV, well, past an HMV, on the way to work and popping in and buying it and giving it a listen. And you're probably wondering why. Well, there was a lot of buzz about this album, a lot of buzz about Tool. Even Mr. Fripp was giving them compliments in his DGM diary. So you think, oh, okay, better check it out. I was very impressed with the opening, the CD, and the multi-layered artwork. Fascinating piece of work there. And then there's the album itself. I mean, I know a lot of you have been asking for this one, and so I've kind of got to wade my way through it. I'm going to get out of the way first. It's 78 fucking minutes long. Well, nearly 79 minutes long. That's it. It's a criminally long album. And I think some of the songs on here could have been easily dropped off and made a much more lean and interesting proposition. I just can't keep interest in it. I can get about halfway through and I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm full. I'm not going to hear anything else that's any different than before, and I walk away from it. Yeah, I mean, I like the way that there are various instrumental bits layered in there, like Eon Blue Apocalypse and Mantra. And very interesting. Mantra is a very interesting track. Apparently it's the sound of a cat slowed down, isn't it? And yeah, of course, the band uses multiple time signatures. I think one of the songs uses the Fibonacci thing where you can spiral out, using maths to work out time signatures. It's all very clever. It's all very clever stuff. But my main issue is just Maynard James Keenan's vocals. They just grate. The whine just goes on. It goes on and on and on. And whilst I like the noise the band makes, and there are some bits where I'm nodding my head and I'm rocking out, a lot of the songs just go on for an awful long time. Again, my favourite track on here is Schism, because I like the bass. I really like that. I really like and again, there's a certain tonality and grittiness that is missing from other tracks. Again, many of the tracks have much of a muchness to them. Again, they sound very, very similar, and I do like it when there are different arrangements and instrumentation used. I'm trying to remember which track it is. Oh God, doesn't matter. But there is a track on there when they use some sort of thing. You can tell I'm just so enthused about doing this. It's because people have asked me, begged me to do it, and so I thought, get it out of the way. I really don't care much for Tool or their brand of rock. I like bits of it, and this is me being honest. I like bits of it, but these albums are held up as great works of art, and they are just go on. I find them absolutely boring after a while, and that's a great shame, because if I was the producer on the album, I would have made a really good 48-minute album for them, and it would have been really, really cool. But this 78 minutes is just unfeasibly long and dull. It is dull. I just because again when it's like eating a hamburger over and over and over again. That's how I'm going to describe this album. It's like having the same fucking hamburger over and over again, and it just kind of grates after a while. A similar criticism can be levelled at their follow-up album, and it's a real issue when the album packaging, and this goes for this and 10,000 Days, is more interesting than the album itself. Again, all the intrigue and the depth is done by the packaging, and if you go and see them live, by the light show. Whilst the music is complicated because they use multiple time signatures, it's that, they're just addressing the same old, man's relationship with God and the universe. It's the same old metaphysical stuff we've been through, but I don't think done in any particular way. The songs don't touch me in that way. But again, this is why I always say about, because people say to me, Darren, why don't you like American music? And I say, well, because I'm British, and American music culturally doesn't always touch me, and I need to have bands like, Talking Heads or Faith No More or Laurie Anderson, who have a certain European edge to them that I can latch onto, that I can understand. And bands like Tool and whatever, culturally it just seems out of step with what I'm about. So yeah, and I do think there's a lot of smoke and mirrors involved. Again, a lot of people will be throwing their shoes at the screen at me. I don't think there's a lot of depth to it. I think it's a lot of flash and a lot of clever packaging that makes it interesting. And that's why I don't like Tool. No, it's not that I don't like them. I think they're almost there. But again, with a lot of bands, they just feel that you've got to just ram it, more, and that's just, less is more, and that's my problem with this album. In terms of a rating, again, back in the day, I really did like it. I liked bits of it. Again, I've gone back to it. I've given it another listen. Again, you can tell how good an album is if you go back and listen to it. I listened to it in 2001, and I didn't go back to it. It's as simple as that. There's albums you go back to and albums you don't. This isn't an album that I feel the need to go back to. If I do want to listen to it, I'll only listen to like Schism off of it, because it's the standout track for me. So in terms of a rating, I'm going to give this a 3 schisms out of 5. That's 3 schisms out of 5. And I'm sure I've probably annoyed a lot of people, and I've dissed their favourite band, and this, that, and the other. But as I always say, I don't expect somebody from California who've grown up with the beach culture there to understand what the hell Joy Division was about. Again, it's a cultural thing. Some people will say, well, but Darren, music is universal, and to that I'd say, yeah, you're right in a certain way, but there are certain things, certain experiences, certain language, certain ways of doing things that are alien to you, unless you want to grab hold of that. But this is why sometimes I have a trouble with American music, and then everybody knows that all the best music comes out of England anyway, so that'll get a few comments. But yeah, that's my main problem with American bands and American music. But I do believe there's a good album in here somewhere, and it's just a shame that it's just too damn long. I know it's meant to be a double album, but it's too short for a double album and too long for a single album, isn't it? Anyway, my name's Darren Lock. I've been whittering on about Tool's Lateralus album from back in the day, back in, was it May 2001? God, I remember it. So well. And yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. May we never talk about Tool again, because I don't need to talk about any of our albums, do I? And that's it. Only one more thing to say, and that is Prog on.